What's up? What's up, everybody? How we doing? FOMC dropping 15 minutes. FOMC minutes dropping 15 minutes. Ding. Give me 1 second. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the LuxAlgo live stream. My name is Jacob, like always. Welcome. Why did this freeze? There it goes. I'm just silly. How we doing? All right, guys. Today we're only doing an hour. Hour stream today, guys. Like I said, we're getting very close to my second baby coming, and today's like before the holiday tomorrow. We gotta make sure everything's good because we don't. She could come tonight. So I just want to make sure everything's good, get a quick stream in. We're only going to go for an hour today, but I appreciate you tuning in. That's why we're kind of just jumping right into it. Yeah, we're going to do Bitcoin predictions as well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going to get streaming in when I can, but if we have to jump forward a little bit on like the normal process, we will, so long as we get you all the information. That's pretty much the key to the stream. Entertainment is secondary to what the information you need to know. We got FOMC minutes dropping in 13 minutes. So we'll see that reaction. Again, we're only going for an hour today. Appreciate you tuning in. If anything, thanks for being here. But let's go ahead and get to Bitcoin because interesting move from earlier this week into later this week, right? We're already showing a little bit of a retest, right? The title of the stream is retest 60K. We literally hit a low of 59,500 already, so we've already fully retested 60K. Going to that weekly here, we got the closure we wanted. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and bring that level back. Actually, let's just talk about the same thing. Just closing over this level this week would be great. I know we discussed, remember, on Monday, how with Bitcoin, we saw that it was kind of creeping over the previous candles, opening price on the weekly. But it actually, to me, it's just kind of rough right now. It's like, it seemed very weak. It needed to retest some of these lower levels that it sold to last week. So this happening midweek. Again, remember, U.S. markets closed an hour ago. The bond markets close here at 2. Yeah, the futures did too. I was curious. Sometimes futures continue, but futures are closed as well. That makes sense. They closed 15 minutes after. Yeah. So, yeah, futures ended up hitting all-time highs today on the daily for the ES. Look at that. Right back to all-time highs. NQ as well. Major movers. All pretty much because of the services PMI that hit, and then jobless claims was pretty good. ISM. Sorry, I was on the wrong. Yeah, that was today. ISM was this morning. It was at 10 a.m. Services for PMI missed. New orders missed. Everything missed. Wow. Initial claims was 238, so it was a beat. Jobless claims was a beat on the continuous and initial. Back to 2021 high. Besides that, though, I wanted to go back. Remember, we have the FOMC minutes drop in literally 10 minutes. Markets close tomorrow on the U.S. side. And then we have non-farm on 8:30. So Friday's going to be a little crazy. It's just been a weird week. Yeah, it was it. That's why I'm sitting here, BK, like questioning the all-time high run. I'm like, wait a second. First off, jobless claims is a beat, which is crazy. Like, it's a 4K beat, and we hit all-time highs today. You have PMI. That was every single one miss on PMI. That's it. That's wild to me that we're hitting all-time highs today. But again, guys, this was what the big push was. I mean, this is
who's your daddy?
I'm gonna put that in because again, we talked about the Tesla 160 price. We discussed how important that price was, and guys, we're at 246. Like, I gotta go back. Somebody needs to find the stream where we talked about buying it. We bought some at 160. Like, guys, we're almost up $100 a share on Tesla this year from the 160 buy. I mean, there was no reason not to pick some up at 160. Like 53% from there already. Like, that's insane. If you were with us at what, like, the 160s and locks them in, I mean, it was just. Market ain't red. The U.S. markets are green as hell. But yeah, it's funny to see crypto kind of pulling back on that. I was going to go through this again as well. There's some other things that I wanted to touch on. Yeah, this was insane, that update. Again, we have the FOMC minutes dropping here in 8 minutes. Major beat-in deliveries on Tesla. That's why we were ranking the past few days. And this was yesterday. We had the job openings data that was just on yesterday when we didn't stream. Back to 2019 levels. So it's like, and then we had an increase of jobless claims. Like, it's funny that we're at all-time highs on the U.S. markets. It's like Bitcoin's reacting more to it than anything. Yeah, we had Jerome speaking yesterday, and that, you know, markets didn't really. They were kind of choppy yesterday. The Bitcoin yesterday came off that high, but it didn't look like it was going to be as weak as it was today, which is interesting. But I think there's not really much else on the news other than what we just discussed. I mean, but Tesla, my goodness. And then Rivian as well. Rivian, man, I just like the fact that we've been talking about Rivian and Tesla at those lows, and they've just ran at least 50% since what we've discussed. I mean, it's just been insane. Under $10 on Rivian was so good. But, yo, what's up, Dennis? How you doing, bro? All right, let's go ahead and get to Bitcoin. We're here for analysis. I mean, there wasn't crazy news. We have those minutes dropping in 7 minutes. We'll see how it gets affected here. Let's do it. Go ahead and do the is the bot even working? I don't think it is. Bot's not even working. All right, so let me go ahead and get the bot over to the other stream. We're going to do Bitcoin predictions so you guys have it for today. Again, remember, we're only going for an hour today. I'm going to unlist the other stream, and then the bot should jump over. And then we're going to get going here. About 50 minutes left. But Bitcoin back to 60s, right? It was still in that bearish trend regardless. I mean, bro.
Who's your daddy?
I don't, like, I need to start clipping things. Like, I'm so busy now, I don't have the time to clip them. Like, if you guys don't remember, we literally were saying there's no reason to be bullish till you're over 64,500. We also talked about this previous low here that we think price could easily retrace and then come back to roughly 61,500. It's like, because we wanted to see these highs get respected after that breakout. I mean, this thing perfect, like that 4-hour low right there, and with an imbalance on the downside though, it just was the greatest price target ever for a continuation to the downside if it didn't actually fully break through it, which it didn't at all. It wicked it twice. Need to make sure we're dialed. We need to start doing that. We need to start clipping because that's insane. Bot should jump in a second. Get ready. Hodl to 65. Yeah, I mean, 60K retest, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I would want that weekly to close over this level here. That again, it did last week. The biggest thing, guys, if we don't retest last week's low of 58.14, I think we'll be okay. I really do. I don't think if we don't retest last week's low, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll maybe just get a little bit of consolidation at these lows. So we'll see. We'll see here in a minute. All right, there we go. Bot is here. Let's go ahead and get the Bitcoin predictions. Again, 4 minutes is the FOMC minutes drop in about 4 minutes. Pepe's going to go ahead and make his pick. Price we're going to go with is, let's see here. Man, it was just at 63. That's crazy on Monday. Moved so much. Price we're going to go with on Bitcoin predictions. You'll be a part of that. You'll see it in the main YouTube chat. 60,231. If you think it's more or less than that, type in exclamation BTC more or less. Again, we're only streaming for an hour, so we'll see where Pepe picks here as well. Pepe, though, man, has been on one. It's $3,200 in over a month just by going by his picks. Absolutely crazy. He's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 win streak right now. Let's see what he picks today. I mean, this is honestly insane. You can't make this up. TradingView changed up their buttons too. All right, Pepe Wheel is here. Watch out, Bubba. Watch out, Doubly. All right, Pepe Wheel is here. Are we ready? I gotta hold it tight. What are you picking, buddy? What are you picking? Ooh. Man's going with the less again. He went with the less again. Crazy. All right, Pepe with the less again, dude. Back-to-back less. Crazy. Back-to-back less. But yeah, man, we'll see where that's at at the end of this stream. Again, only an hour. Got about 50 minutes left. 3 minutes on the minutes here. We'll see where Pepe is. Yeah, dude, it's crazy what he's done. What an entry too. Even though this looks like a V bounce on that 1 minute. 15-minute aggressive bounce back as well. What an entry. He just knows. He honestly just knows. All right. Let's go ahead and get to charting, my friends, and go over all the majors. Get locked in. The next FOMC meeting, middle of July, usually. It's usually like second week or third week of each month. But we always have the minutes usually first. So the minutes do drop here in a minute. You'll see some reaction. Some decent reaction. U.S. markets are closed, though, so we'll see how it goes. Again, get those Bitcoin predictions in if you haven't already. If you want to follow Pepe, he's going with less today. Let's see where it's at. All right, let's go to the daily. First off, Bitcoin on the daily, right? We're still in a bearish trend. I mean, we can't fight it, you know. You don't want to go against a bearish trend. We're already trying to show a bearish turning point up even below that 50 level on the oscillator here, oscillator matrix. Again, we did break that slope, but even with us breaking this slope, guys, we needed to see if price wanted to potentially hold up from making that breaking high. We talked about the 4-hour coming up to retest this low, and we weren't bullish unless we got over 6,500, which was the most recent swing low. So it makes sense that price has extended, right? It makes sense that it's retested that low. I mean, I'm shocked that it just flushed through these levels, though. I would have thought at least this thing would have come down at, you know, wow, it did show a little bit of reaction off the 50% retracement there. Not much confirmation, though. Yeah, it didn't even give a turning point. This is why, like I said, guys, turning points are so good for confirmation. Because look at this. We could have plotted a Fibonacci here on this and saw that, you know, the 50% retracement lined up perfectly with the previous highs, kind of that zone there. Price came down and had a massive hammer, massive bullish hammer above that weekly level as well, right here on the 4-hour. But look at the oscillator. Oscillator, no turning point whatsoever. And that's why I like the turning points, because the turning points give you full confirmation that a actual swing point has been detected. So kudos to the oscillator matrix for actually overall confirming if we were actually potentially bouncing or not. But again, that didn't happen. It flushed right through that 4-hour low and just continued lower. Makes sense at what price it bounced, though. As you can see here, this open close 4-hour low is, you know, right at 60K. Again, 60K being psychological either way. On the weekly, though, on Bitcoin, like I said already, I have please close over this a week as again here, right? I have that again. It's just we did that last week. It had a major close. We just want to continuously see. But like I already said, the low on Bitcoin was at 58,414. If we never retest that this week, then hopefully next week we get a green close. We'll see. This would be the 4th bearish week in a row if we closed where we're at right now. So we'll see where we're at. But again, consolidation is key here. The weekly levels, though, coming from these weekly open close highs, as we've seen here on Bitcoin. We have those weekly open close highs, kind of just the average of that as a zone, because on the weekly time frame, that's pretty much where we plot key levels to watch for any Bitcoin consolidation, pullbacks, bounces, stuff like that. And I would highly recommend doing the same thing if you haven't already, or don't do it already. But that's pretty much the weekly daily time frame here. Again, retesting the 15% order block. It's already trying to bounce off both of these open close lows. As you can see here, you had 63.17, 62.39, and also this low over here. It rejected, that 63K-ish level as well, the daily. Again, all coming from open close daily highs. Clearly bad price action there. People don't want it to break above that, and then it finally did. So maybe we get that this week. That's kind of what we're going to be watching. But again, this slope didn't fully break. I wanted to see that 4-hour lower high actually break out and close above before we saw any considerable movement. 15% order block, though. It had a nice bounce with a 15% order block, but we're mostly looking for something like a 28% or higher. 20% or higher is always better on those order blocks. I want to see here as well the signals and overlays, guys. Remember, we talked about how, this thing was still trading very aggressively below the Neo Cloud, right? We had that 3 continuation signal on the trend. You finally got that retest there. 4-hour, similar thing here. Price, again, we've discussed this as well, right? When we see price try to actually retest a Neo Cloud, if it goes up and wicks it, fails to actually make a breaking candle above that Neo Cloud, right? Which just so happened to also top of the Neo Cloud line up with a previous 4-hour close. If it comes down and makes a full aggressive close back underneath the bearish Neo Cloud, again, it's a trend following feature, right? More than likely, that's a failed reversal break, and when it comes back to escape that Neo Cloud again, it's going to continue that bearish trend, and more than likely retest lows, exactly what you've seen already. So that's pretty much what I would always watch for if we get ever a retest of that. You'll see it on gold as well. But for Bitcoin, guys, right now, the 4-hour, if it's going to be trading below this Neo Cloud, I'm still going to be bearish. It already hit a target that I would have targeted 60K. I would be targeting this previous low on the 4-hour now at 59,290. The only way to be bullish on this right now, in my opinion, is we have to get a candle close on the daily above 63K now. 63K would be a daily close that we would need. But again, if that doesn't happen, at least that weekly candle, let's close over 61,500. We have 4 days to 6 hours. There's plenty of time. Low volume day tomorrow with the U.S. markets being completely closed. Friday, crazy news coming out. Be ready for that. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. There's absolutely no reason for buying other than, guys, I say this every stream, and I know my Huddle Gang members are probably sick of it, and people that tune in every time. But again, any time that you should be buying dips is if you're actually willing to hold. If you're buying for the long term, buy key value levels is the only time that you should be buying at lows. Like we talked about on Tesla, like we talked about on Amazon. Again, with Tesla, it was like when we looked at the Tesla daily chart, we were watching it, we looked at their earnings. Their quarter three, or their 2023 was terrible on Tesla, right? 2023 was terrible on Tesla. If we look at their weekly here, or the pretty much went by the weekly chart, right? Because that's what I love to look at for good value, right? 2023, right? 2020, we were trading at the 160s again. We broke out, hit all-time highs in 2021. We faded off 2020 and 2023 because overall it just didn't have a good year, right? So we were watching, what's a good key level to pick some of Tesla up for its next long-term play, because overall Tesla, regardless of them having a bad 2023, they still, right? Regardless of Tesla having a bad 2023, this is just good rule of thumb for long term, right? They had a bad 2023. They still turned a 15% net margin and made money. Yet again, they made money. This is literally the only EV company that stands alone that makes money. but it was flat year over year, which is fine, right? So, but we had to make sure price is correlating with that. It 100% was. It went back to test a weekly 160 level down here, major pivotal point that we had back in 2023 at the beginning or kind of early summer. Sorry, it was April, so right before summer last year. Price retested again. 100% is worth the buy because that's good value. It's good value on Tesla. Same thing with when you're buying anything long term. Watch and wait for good value levels. Same thing we talked about on Solana, which we're about to go over as well, was that, 120 level was a good buy on Solana, and then the 136 level was also a good buy on Solana, which we picked some up. Y'all know I picked some up at 140 because we did get the full 136. We might get the 136 again. But again, any time that you're buying for long-term holds, 5, 10 years or more, it's okay to buy the dips. That's when you want to buy any asset at key levels, right? Any asset that's down on the day or down on the week or whatever is when you hit those key levels to buy for the long term. It's the only time you want to buy dips, okay? So that's pretty much it for, again, explaining why we would ever buy a dip or buying when we're selling was just because it's good for long-term holds. Let's go over to gold now. And if you didn't get your Bitcoin predictions in, I'm sorry, man. I'm closing the queue. What is the trend change indicator called? That is the signals and overlays, man. It's the Neo Cloud feature within the signals and overlays. All right, guys, FOMC minutes dropped. I didn't even see that. Sorry. BK, if we have a link to that, send it to me, okay? What'd you say? July 31st, next FOMC. If you have a link that we tweet about it, let me know. Bot's probably going to move, by the way. You think Bitcoin go someday? Bitcoin right now, the odds of it going lower are greater right now, but not by much. We're gonna take suggestions here in just a minute, I promise, guys. Let's talk about gold. Gold up today, right? Gold is, gold's pretty close, right? Gold's pretty close to inverse on the markets. It can be 100%. You can see that a lot, especially with crypto. You can see it go opposite crypto a lot. But that 2,300 level on gold was pretty clear. It's pretty clear that I wanted to hold. We saw major 4-hour bounces on that level several times. A lot of crazy 4-hour closes and bounces off 2,300. Now, we discussed as well, the only way we like to bullish on gold is if it actually made a clear break above this high, right? 23.34. So it happened on that 4-hour finally, which is good. Now is where we start to look for an actual bullish setup. Again, you know me, I'm going to probably pull a swing here. This is literally, once again, guys, if you're not plotting, it doesn't matter if you're on the 4-hour daily or the weekly. If you're not plotting open close highs, right, you're pretty much missing out. Now, this one literally almost tagged it for the ultimate take profit, but again, it's starting to respect that again. If we want actually for gold to have a proper setup here, it did it, right? This actually made the perfect extension on a 4-hour. As you can see, the 50% and the 618 line up beautifully with its previous highs here, right? And it's also an inbound sitting there too. So if you get actually a full retest of that 2340 level with that Fibonacci and that FVG sitting there, you'll probably get a significant bounce. That I would want to wait until we got some confirmation, but that's what I'd be watching now for potential buys to potentially take out these highs again. It will be even better if we actually take out these highs on the 4-hour, which is 2368. There you go, BK posted. If we take out those highs on gold, which is 2368, modest further progress on the FOMC minutes towards inflation goal, while expecting a larger unemployment response, which we saw to weaken on demand than in recent past. So we saw the unemployment, the jobless claims went up. It was like a 4K beat. We did see growth though. I mean, we're just restating here. Majority of Fed members saw economic growth as gradually cooling. But again, we saw that. We've talked about it in the past just from our last few reports we talked about last week. Again, we're somewhat on track. I mean, obviously markets are hitting all-time highs, so there's really nothing, in my opinion, to worry about right now. Markets going to react the way they want to. But I mean, we can even see with Bitcoin here, Probably going to bounce back now. I think we had a little bit of reaction on the minutes. It didn't seem like it was much. Yeah, it wasn't anything really. But again, and then gold as well. Like gold, gold's still trading. So yeah, even gold didn't really have a reaction, right? Just a little bit of an uptick. So again, we'll see how all that reaction on Friday, more than likely. But here you go, even the daily here, right? So talking about the open close highs that we've discussed already here on stream today, 2360. We've said it before, we targeted it before. 2360, beautiful tag there on today's candle. Price is still holding. So again, if we get a retest of 2340, we're now sitting more bullish. What else do you guys see on this downward move, right? And again, we've plotted this before. This was literally the most clean. This is very clean. A very clean inverse head and shoulders that played out on the gold 4 hours. You can see here, price setting a lower low and then coming up setting an immediate higher high after setting a lower low and lower high. So this was an ideal head and shoulders there, inverse head and shoulders. I mean, you can't get better than that, right? There's your little smiley face, right? I mean, perfect price action. That's the best part about gold, or like the euro. It does trade quite well. But again, took out these high, tried to make an actual reverse, got taken out, retested 2300 for a second time, or I want to say a fifth time for this. 2300 has been crazy. But then comes back and then sets a higher low and then makes a breaking move. Pretty much got a plus inverse head and shoulder set up there for gold to go retest those highs, and you just can't get better. Can't get better than that. So if this trend is going to continue, it needs to come back to 2340. Let's look at the signals and overlays. Price on signals and overlays has been consolidating, as we've talked about here. This is consolidation, right? We've discussed as well here. When price is trading within the Neo Cloud, again, the Neo Cloud and the signals and overlays mostly trend following. If you start seeing multiple opposing signals and price trading through a Neo Cloud, this is a trend, or sorry, this is a consolidation time. There's no reason to be looking for a trend, which with consolidation could bring in really good price action like we just talked about on that inverse head and shoulders. So again, when usually overall, if you're looking for a bigger upside trend, we now are still being patient on price to actually make a breaking move and show us this Neo Cloud to flip, and then start considering some type of upwards movement or downwards movement. As you can see the difference here, right? Well, we're actually trending, right? And I'm curious what the signal settings were here. It was 15, right? So where we're actually trending, it's going to show you, right? Price is going to flip that Neo Cloud. Price is going to break out of it and actually retest it as if it were a Fibonacci. Same situation here. Notice how the 50% retracement lines up perfectly with that Neo Cloud as it's starting to eventually switch. Price switches, right? Or sorry, Neo Cloud switches with a 3 continuation signal, and then you get a perfect retest of that previous high while trading well above the Neo Cloud and an 86% trend strength. As you can see down here, some of you cannot, but there you go, 86% trend strength there. That, again, is why you need to identify whether you're trending or ranging depending on what you're using, right? So in this case here, beautiful breaking move. You can't get a better trend move than that with the signals and overlays, but you know, we use price action concepts when we're in a ranging state, which we were now, right? So price, again, respected this imbalance here and made a breaking move after that. Beautiful change of character. I would like to see this thing comes retest 2340 before actually getting the potential breakout, but if it could sweep this high that it had here of 2368 and then make a retrace, it'd be even better. So we'll see if that happens there. We do have a little bit of a high volume order block sitting up there, but again, we're starting to show that it might want to move back into a trending state because we've been ranging for a while. If you look at the daily here, we've had several, I mean, it's been ranging since June, early June, 7th of June. So quite a bit of range going on here, but next target, if it does get up above 2360, get a daily close, would be 2375. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, what's up, Hilarious? How you doing? Guys, we're doing a short stream today. We got 30 minutes left. Sorry if I haven't looked at the questions yet or anything. We'll be back on Friday for a crazy stream, so be ready for that. Let's go over Solana real quick. Solana, y'all know my deal on this. It's like, if this thing's going to close over the weekly above the 136.50, 137, that's it. That's what I'm watching. You know, 137 is pretty key on this, if anything. I love to see this thing close over 137 for the weekly. Solana, we've been seeing the ETFs that got submitted. I mean, everything's going well for Solana right now. We haven't seen any, problems with Solana. Again, this is also still an altcoin. It's a lower market cap, right? 65 billion is a lot, but like it's still a lower market cap. So you're going to see bigger days like when Bitcoin is down, 2%, you're going to see Solana moving around 7%. But, sorry, let me go back. But in this case, Solana right now today is down 7%. Yesterday, it was down a little bit. Or no, actually, yesterday I had that breakout. I forgot about that. Yesterday did hit the 154.80, so it was a very nice move. Price didn't hold these highs. Remember, we wanted 152 to hold. The 4 hour here, right, made a sweeping high, and it immediately broke its most recent higher low, right, around 145. So that breaking, it's not a great sign for Solana on the 4 hour, but again, as long as the weekly on the 130 holds up above roughly 137, I'll be very happy. It just needs to kind of continue a little bit more consolidation, hopefully consolidation, before it makes a next move, maybe to 160 or something. But for now, again, let's look at the money flow profile. We talked about this too. This thing literally was well above it, man, and just today it kind of took out the lows again of that. But a lot of undecisive sentiment at 146. So if we could maybe get back over 146 today, I mean, there's 5 hours left. I mean, I don't know if it would happen, but if we could get back over 146, that'd be pretty clean. But again, what do you also see on the weekly time frame? I mean, what I see is I see lower highs, I see lower lows, right, on the open close price for one. Open close levels here, just where the candles are closing and opening. So you could give a consideration that there's somewhat of a bull flag for it. It's not going to be perfect. It's not a perfect bull flag. It's more so of a wedge than anything, but it is forming a bit of bullish price action for sure on this downward move. I mean, it hasn't moved much over a few weeks, right? This isn't that big of a move over a few weeks. I mean, this thing is down 30% over a few weeks when it literally in 1 week had this major 38% candle. So that's why I'm saying it's like when you see slight fades after a major bullish week or major bullish catalyst that's sending us almost to all-time highs, if you're going to get a nice fade and kind of undecisiveness on where people want to value something like Solana, more than likely it's just kind of just waiting it out until its next setup for its next breaking move. So the biggest thing was holding over weekly highs and still in that weekly bullish structure, and also continuously holding a weekly breaker block, which is awesome. So this weekly breaker happened here. This is where that 136, 137 level comes from. You had a very nice bounce and run to 250 before off of that level when it hit Binance, but then also went up and rejected this after 3 bullish weeks. It perfectly rejected 137 after 3 bullish weeks. That's pretty much a very significant price in my book there. As you can see, after we broke it again, it came back again and bounced off of that level perfectly, and then price down set a new lower low, but then is now respecting these highs as well. So seeing it respect those highs as well, it's like for Solana here, 137 is it. I just want it to hold 137. What's the next good buy target for Solana? Again, man, when it hits 137, I always consider buys, but since I bought some at 140 again because I wanted to make sure that we almost made that breaking move to 160. I still have, half of the profit on that short that I made for my hedge that I want to get in. And again, I want to just wait. I want to see if it either respects 136 again. If it does, then I might buy some there. If not, I kind of want to wait till 121 again because we picked some up at 121. That was like the perfect price point the last time it pulled back. So, again, I did get some at 140. After before that, the last time I bought Solana was the 121. Was that 121 bounce just because of that key daily level. So we got some at 121 with that limit order, and then we were watching that 136. I didn't end up getting it because it didn't really show any type of reaction until recently. I had a major pump on the ETF news. There was a big reason why I picked it up at 140 because I just wanted to be careful with potentially missing out on that ETF news, making it go through 160 or 174 again. But 137 again, and then 121 again. It's just always going to be those levels right now until the weekly shows something different. But that's still going to be, I mean, you could even be 138. There's that open close price, 138. So that's pretty much what I'd be watching there for Solana now on that pullback to see if it fully retests. But this weekly candle looks good for now. We got 4 days, 6 hours. Let's close bullish. Let's go for bullish close. Regardless of how it closes bullish, just close bullish on the week, and I think we'll be happy. Come on, Pepe Wheel. All right, we got about 25 minutes here. Let me touch on NASDAQ, guys, again, all-time highs. Not much you can go about it, right? If you don't recall,
Who's your daddy?
for the 100th time, we have discussed how when you're in a mega bullish trend, right, there's absolutely no reason to identify a higher low and buy off of that higher low when you get those pullbacks. It's just, when you're in a mega daily trend on any market, right, you're going to get that more than likely. The odds of you getting that upside continuation are way greater than anything. It's just this pullback, that 3-day pullback was so clean. I mean, it pretty much gave it to you that this thing was probably to go reach all-time highs again. And today we got it. So great job if you ended up, just kind of following your gut on following the trend. I mean, sometimes it can be as simple as that. It can be as simple as following the trend. But we all know that Tesla and NVIDIA are just literally, taking us for a ride. It's been great. NVIDIA major day today, 5% on the day. And then obviously Tesla is just doesn't care. Tesla just unreal. 3 gap ups, or 2 gap ups. Or you could say 3 actually, because that closed their gap there. But 2 major gap ups past few days. 160 buy, guys. Great job. Honestly, pats on the back if you guys were in that 160 buy. Great job. That was awesome. That was killer. All right. We didn't do Ethereum. Let's do Ethereum. And then after Ethereum, we're going to take suggestions here. We got about 24 more minutes. That's so nice of him to take the time. Amazing. Brunch, man, like I said, I literally, oh, you're responding to him. I literally buy Bitcoin every week, man. I buy it. Not we, sorry. Me, Jacob, not LuxAlgo. This is Jacob talking to you, okay? But again, I've always done it. So since like 2016, 2017, I have to go back and look at my transactions. I honestly, I need to find the exact date that I started doing that and show you guys. But always have bought it weekly forever. It's been a long time coming now that, it's just, to me, it's like an IRA or a 401k. I just put a certain amount of money in every month, but I buy it, end up weekly, just, because Bitcoin does these crazy swings. To me, it's worth it for the long run. It's paid off tremendously. So I would suggest if you're not already, did FOMC do anything? No. FOMC's, again, it was the minutes release, guys. It was the minutes release. It pretty much was stating everything that we already know. There's nothing much. Minutes released. U.S. markets are closed, and then, Bitcoin and them didn't really react to it at all. All right. So, Ethereum here, pretty much following its slope again. 4-hour time frame here. This thing, again, 35.25 was that weekly level. Again, we wanted to see it have, a decent closure over 3,500. Just didn't happen. Price, again, didn't respect this previous high either. You had several 4-hour closes under that, which pretty much spiraled it back to retesting this low. Perfectly retested, I should add there, of 32.80, right? Perfect retest. That being said, on the daily here, this was the zone we plotted before on Ethereum, right? We're going to still watch it, right? Previous lower high there above that change character as well. If it, continues to hold the 3,300, which is, the price that I like a lot is 3,300 on Ethereum. I think we'll eventually get that. We'll get that breaking move now. Fib on this, I think it already broke. No, it's 618. Yeah, 32.86 is that 618. See if it closes today over that. Weekly candle, I would want that closure as well. Weekly candle, I would want it to close over this lower high here. If it can close over 32.64, it bounced off it last week. Maybe we'll get a nice weekly close. The daily just has to be, it just has to show us that it wants to actually close and hold 2,300 again, or 3,200 or 3,300 again. Goodness gracious. It's the damn. It's just annoying because gold and Ethereum are literally opposites, but they're at the same level. 3,300 again. I want to see it close over that on the daily, and then if we're actually going to be bullish on this, though, let's go to the 4 hour. For that 35.25, you got to make a breaking move on that 35.25. Again, it's coming from this crazy pivotal point here that it had back in 2022. We need to get a closing price over that. If we can, I would like it. Also, that just pretty much gives you that lower high that it already had issues with. If we want to be safe, I mean, we need a little bit higher. 3,600 would be really clean as well, but or 3,621 there. You can see how reactionary it was off of that level. But Ethereum right now still bearish, man. This thing's more than likely going to continue to retest these lows, but as long as that daily can close over the 3,300, I'll be happy. If it continues to consolidate over that level as well, I'll be happy. Not a huge fan of this. Again, oscillators can do it as well, but oscillators is pretty much forming a bear flag here as well. So it's this is pretty bearish on that daily too for Ethereum. But I mean, guys, the chart's just giving you a bearish trend. It's as simple as that. We can go back to basics here, right? It's a bearish trend. There's no reason to go against that trend. The only time you should be buying at these lows if you're again buying for the long term, like we discussed earlier. But in this case, we got about 20 minutes, guys. So what do you want to look over? Let me know. Throw it in the chat. We already went over gold. Please don't say gold. We already went over it. If you want to see that replay, please go back in the stream. My nose is stuffed right now. Please go back in the stream and look at the gold analysis. Great little breakout there. Love the higher low, all that. Is ETH bearish? Yes. Oil. Go to crude oil. We look at Jupiter as well. All right. Again, we talked about oil. We said, hey, if this thing actually holds 80, it's going to go to 83, 84. It did. It's at this swing high now. Again, you got that order block. I mean, there's not much to talk about on gold or oil right now. This candle here, biggest buy of your life. That was the easiest trade ever on a lower time frame. What's this 4 hour close right here? I would have been in it. I would have been in it 100%. Look at the 15 minute. I mean, look at that. Wow. Made a breaker out of that high as well. But, I mean, the biggest thing is look at the 4 hour. First of all, it takes out these lows, but also beautifully respects this previous high right here. Right where it did before. It closed up very aggressively. That was the worth a buy 100%. I'd be targeting right now on crude oil 83.96. You could probably get away with 84. I would have targeted that right. That's what I'd be targeting right now, 84 again. You can see 4 hour 18% order block, and then it does line up with a daily order block as well. But if it actually clears 84.46 and has a closure, I would go right for 87. To be honest, Fed minutes already dropped. Nothing really happened. Fed minutes dropped. Nothing really happened. Here you go. There wasn't much. It's pretty much what we've already talked about. Yeah, that was it. But again, we had a larger. As you know, the news today wasn't great. As you should know, if you're following our Twitter, and we keep you updated all day. We had the PMI today, new orders. We have the services PMI, new orders, prices, and employment, right? They all missed. But what was crazy, too, we had the initial jobless claims beat. And we're back to November's 2021 high on the jobless claims. So it's like it's crazy that the U.S. markets are up as much as they are today. So we'll see how we open on Friday. Or we have non-farm payroll on Friday. Yes, we are LuxAlgo. That gives us free indicators. Absolutely. But crude oil, yeah, that one looks pretty great. Let's do Avalanche. Avalanche coming back down again. We talked about how regardless if this was below 32, it's still bearish. I mean, we got to get below these lows. We got to get above these lows. Didn't happen. Pretty much was just waiting for you to pick your short, right? Waiting for you to pick your short position. And what would that entail? Well, again, if you just were patient, you could have had a head and shoulders here, and then also an imbalance. Guys, again, you know, I know a lot of people are anti-indicators, but again, this is it overall helps you, right? So it's like if you see bearish sentiment on the indicators on top of, let's just see a very bearish pattern like a head and shoulders, it's going to give you extra confirmation. Lower high right here, boom. I mean, holy cow. Turning point there, that confirms you right there. Bam. That confirms you. Clear breaker. You have an overlap with an imbalance and a breaker. I mean, this thing, if it retraces on Avalanche back to 27.66 and actually gives you a 4-hour bearish close, I'd probably take a short on it and then go to retest like frickin', 26.50. Let's see if it actually re-enters this area. To be honest, I'm gonna end the alert here. Let's see if it re-enters this area. I'm gonna add alert as well to this. Entered. Where I do? Oh yeah, here you go. Bearish order block entered. So should be for the breaker. I'm gonna go ahead and add a alert for that as well. All right, so we'll know when it enters that bearish order block, and then wait, hold on. I'll actually do this too. This is one I think I can actually take a trade on. Where is that imbalance? There you go. I'm gonna enter bearish imbalance. All right, hold on. Oh, there should be an enter. I want to see that. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Imbalance. Enter bearish. There you go. Boom. All right. So if we enter that bearish imbalance, we'll get an alert for it. All right, cool. I'll just put a price alert as well. Hey, I can look at ETHFI in a minute, man. Jarek, the stream's on YouTube, man. The main stream is on YouTube. Main stream is on YouTube, bro. You'll get the highest quality on YouTube. Solana, we just went over there. For those of you asking on the vertical stream, we're looking for 137 again. Looking for 137 again. That's what I look at. Avalanche is retested that, and guys, it's probably gonna reject it. If you get a closing candle on that, it looks money. All right, what else did you guys say? I see YouTube comments, yes, but again, we have so many people that I'm looking at. So many I'm looking at 2 YouTube chats. I'm looking at a TikTok chat, and I'm looking at an Instagram chat. So, just you'll have to bear with me. Bitcoin again, guys, still again bearish. I mean, honestly, low 59.263 would be that 4-hour target. This guy wanted to see ETHFI. Let me do that real quick. I saw him post that earlier. Here's your ETHFI. I mean, dude, this thing is cracking at better levels. No, it doesn't. I mean, dude, there's no telling now. This is in no man's land. This thing could dump even more. There's no telling where this is gonna go. He said, "What do you think? Will it pump to 2.7 again? Your liquid's at 150." Okay, so here's how I would judge now when it's in free fall, right? When it's in a no man's land, right? This is how I would judge distance. I would pull a fib from its most recent swing, which is this right here, where you can see the top of that order block that'll identify your most recent swing. And then what I would do is, see those lows here? See these lows? I would wait till that Fibonacci lines up perfectly with those lows, the 50% on that BOS. This has already done that, which is kind of scary. So let's go to a weekly. Let's do the same thing with a weekly chart, right? Where's its most recent fib? Lower high is here, right? So the low that came from was here. I would do the same thing. Here's your 50% retracement right at that low, 111. I mean, it's just I don't think it's gonna just go that crazy down to 111 right now. But that's like the only way to maybe make some of an assumption. But this has already broke through what I personally would possibly see on a no man's land movement. It's just there's nothing to give there. Like it's just nothing. I have no idea. The guy was asking. He kept asking about it. So there you go. Let's go to render. Guys, we're gonna be we're gonna close out stream in about 10 minutes. If you have suggestions, throw it to the chat. I'll go over it. BT, what's up? We already did our predictions, man. We did them earlier. Render, dude, this is great. Render $7, guys. It's still holding 7. We talked about how good of a buy 7 was. We liked a lot. We bought 7 before it ran to about almost $12. We talked about 7 again. If it hits 7 again, I'm personally gonna probably buy some more. Again, Jacob's gonna buy some more. Not LuxAlgo. This is my opinion, not LuxAlgo. I'm just part of the team here that runs the YouTube and all the socials and stuff. But again, I like $7 as the price for render. I like render for the long term. If it touches 7 again, I like it. 713 though. Look at that perfect bounce off that low. We want TTS at some point, man. Again, I don't want to just implement so many new things all the time. We got to slowly implement new things. Like I just implemented the Alexa thing, so we'll do that soon with more stuff. ONDO. Me personally, I think Bitcoin can hit that previous 4-hour low. ONDO, we've talked about several times on stream. This thing's perfectly respecting these highs. I do think that it could retest $1 again, though, at this state. It bounced nicely. But again, if I were to actually consider this thing to go anywhere, right, it would have to get out of this chop, right? It's pretty dead in here. I mean, there you go. Here's even your volume profile. If I go to 200 bars as well, same level. We talked about this on Monday. It would have had to get through there. If I was trading off this low on this lower high break, I would have targeted that high volume level. Again, it's just not even. This thing went up and hit wick that open close high as well there. Boom, 4-hour there, tagged it right there. It would have had to get out of this range to consider it like actually making bigger moves, right? So ONDO is still consolidating. I wouldn't really think anything else of it, right? That's what I've been waiting for. Render, we just went over Avalanche as well. This is ONDO. Gold, guys, we talked about again. Gold made the move we wanted. Gold, we're watching for that 2340, 2345 to 2340 retest for a bullish setup. We'll see if that happens. BNX. I don't know what that is. I don't think y'all are ever, but this looks like it's been around. Nice. Okay, cool. It has. Oh, whoa. This thing's actually making moves recently. That's good. Nice little bounce back there. Look at that breaker bounce on the weekly. Breaker block. Boom. Retest the breaker. I mean, if this breaker lined up with this fib retracement, 618. Perfect close on the daily. It's still at a bearish trend on the daily, though. Perfect close on the weekly. Sorry. It is above those lows. I do like that. It is above the lows. Look at the 4-hour here. 4 hours trying. I love the bounce so far. I do. This is extended. Okay. It looks like it could make move. It could actually make a retest of these highs here. 121. It cleared out any fib retracement, which is good. It does look good. It looks good that for a continuation here. Look at the volume. Look at the daily. I'm gonna do the daily. Let's do 100 bars on the daily here. I love the oscillator there. 100 bars on the daily. Perfect. So the daily and the 4-hour actually, that's different on the 2-hour. This is good. So it is above that dollar mark, right? We've discussed here on these coins that have been trading under $1. Usually dollar is the hardest thing. Again, can't stress it enough. Look how hard it was to clear that dollar. When it finally clears it, it usually has an impulse. Now price came back and actually held that dollar, held it again, then flushed through it. Now it's back over. So it's good that this dollar mark is still actually giving you that value there. Sorry, that this symbol BNX or whatever it is actually giving you that dollar value. I would watch to see if it continues to hold over $1. I would want it though, like on a daily here. Let's go, yeah. again, if I were to pull a fib from here, if it goes retest that high this here, it needs to break it. It needs to break that high. That's better. If we could get a breaking move to like 130, I think that would be the right extension. I like the weekly. Weekly looks really clean. The reason big, yeah, here is weak. This isn't too bad. If it retests 121 there, I think it could be okay. I would really want it to go up to 126 to be okay. Yeah, it's above $1 though, which is good. I wish I could understand what that guy was saying. I'm sorry, man. FTM. Yes, let's do FTM. We got about 5 minutes left, guys, and then I got to bounce. But again, for those of you that are new to the stream, I appreciate you tuning in. Like always, you can look over CVX too. The guy on TikTok asking for CVX. Please don't spam, though. I see your messages. I just have so many chats I'm paying attention to. There we go. This mic says it's supposed to have 12 hours. Get that behind the neck action. There you go. There we go. I just don't charge it. That's my issue. I just don't charge it. We weren't talking about FTM yet. What I was saying, guys, is I appreciate you tuning in. Like always, if you're new to the stream, I actually have a baby due on Saturday. So, again, these streams are going to start getting shorter. And in about 6 months, we'll create a schedule to ramp up the amount of streams we do every week. We usually do it every day. But with a newborn here, I can't do it every day. So I'll keep you updated on that. If you join the Discord, sorry, that's what I was saying. If you join the Discord, you can stay updated with me or anything we're talking about on the analysis front. It's just absolutely free. Just Google search LuxAlgo Discord or just type in your browser discord.gg/lux. That's LUX, and we can chat in there. You can also send me a message or something, and I'll try to reply if I can. But let's keep going. There you go. I said photographer. Is the mic from Elgato? It honestly should be. Okay. I appreciate that, everybody in the TikTok chat. Appreciate that. Awesome. All right. Let's go over FTM. FTM again. I mean, this is what I was just saying, guys, on Avalanche, right? This is what we want to see on Avalanche. So notice these lows here. FTM went up, respected those lows, and then just rejected, went lower. I mean, I know on Monday, I think we talked about how this thing was perfectly set. There's a breaker, too. This thing was perfectly setting up for a potential breaking the downside move. Respected these lows, right? Came right back down. Honestly, this thing was trying to hold that price. Weekly time frame, it already hit all targets. Hit those targets. Weekly time frame, maybe bottom of the order block here, down at 41.65. Let's see if that works or not. But for now, that 4 hour broke these lows, right? Or no, it didn't. Never. There you go. 4 hour right there. Boom. 48.80. Does it go to retest 48.80? That right now, your odds of that happening are pretty high. Does it hold it though? Is the question. 48.80. Watch that. It's trying to hold it right now. But then on the daily here, yeah, it's kind of weak. It's just weak right now. On the daily, you got to get back to volume. So if I stretch this out, I mean, there you go. Your volume's down there. It could go back down to 40. I mean, if it doesn't hold that 48.80, I don't like that the weekly doesn't really have anything in the way. That 52 is clean, dude. If the weekly can close over 52, you'll be okay. The weekly close over 52, I think you'll be okay. 1,000, dude. I'm gonna be honest, man. If you're trying to get me to look at something called 1,000 rats, like, why would I want to look at that? This is all perpetual, man. I'm not gonna. This is no. I'm sorry. It's like, what is this? I would, but it's just not really. To me, it's like, for other viewers, I'm sorry. Like, what? I'm sorry, man. All right, let's go over Bitcoin one last time, guys. And it looks like Moore is going to win today. Moore is our winner today. Pepe probably would have been right. Pepe probably would have been right if we had the full 2-hour stream. But Moore is the winner. Great job. If you said Moore. Moore is our winner today. Pepe's winning. We'll see. We could count. We'll count his winning streak. We'll count his streak if it wins going into Friday, because we'll potentially have a full stream on Friday, unless the baby's here. I'll keep you updated. But still, since okay, officially tomorrow will be 1 month on Pepe, and he's up $3,100 just on random picks. That's awesome. So great job, Pepe Wheel. That's this right here. If you don't know, this is the Pepe Wheel. Man's been killing these trades. Today, Moore is the winner. Great job to whoever said Moore. We didn't have a ton of entries today, so great job, Kelsey. Great job, Golo. Hopefully that's your name. Great job, RP Hizzle. Great job, Shane. Great job, Dima. Great job, Muscle. Great job, Doberman. Great job. And that's it. Everybody else followed the wheel. Come on, man. You said less today. Come on, brother. Get 100 points added to your profile if you're correct. Great job. Let's go over Bitcoin one more time, and then I got to call it, guys. But I appreciate you tuning in, like always, and I'll see you back here. Daily, again, this is already looking pretty clean. Look at the open, close, low here, 60,260. Open, close, low here, 60,300. If it closes over 60,300 on the daily, I do like it. The weekly, though, is what we're really focused on. We got 4 days and 6 hours left on the weekly. I really, for the sake of Bitcoin, I really want this thing to close over that weekly level, 61,500. Again, it did it last week, like we had this line there before. It did it last week. I wanted to see if it could do it this week. That would be ideal. If it doesn't, not a huge deal. As long as it's holding 60K, or it doesn't retest last week's low, which is 58,414. But right now, daily's looking good for a potential close. We got 5 hours left to see if it kind of closes back. If for some reason today it actually closes over yesterday's low of 61,000 on the money, wow, on the cent. If it closes over 61,000 today, I do like it potentially for a bounce back tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. You never know. Bitcoin could have random buybacks really quickly. But yeah, this other price would be 6,800 could be good. But I think overall over 60,000 to let's just say 300. Over 60,300 would be ideal. And then remember, guys, on Avalanche there is honestly a pretty decent potential there. If we're to actually come back inside that zone there on the 4 hour, could be really big for a nice short. But yeah, gold again. It's retested 2360. Ooh. Gold one more time, and then we're done. It retested the 2360 like we liked a lot. I just want to see a retrace back and hold 2340, so you can look for confirmation on the oscillator as well. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Remember, one more time, is on Friday. Where is it? There you go. Yep. Happy Independence Day, by the way, for all my U.S. viewers. Tomorrow, enjoy with your families, man. Don't look at the charts. Come on. We have the U.S. market closed today. Thursday, it's not open. We have the on Friday non-farm payroll 8:30 and unemployment rate at 8:30. So that's going to determine the entire day. So be ready for that. Okay. Be ready for the non-farm on Friday, an hour before U.S. market open. Okay. That's pretty much it, my friends. Like always, I appreciate you being here. Y'all the best. I'm gonna leave that up for a second. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in, and sorry, look it up. I even said 1 hour stream. I'll go with. But yeah, I mean, if you like the 1 hour streams, we can do that too. I'll let you know though. But we'll probably just do the normal stream time. Maybe an hour and a half. When the baby's here, we might just do 1 hour and a half. But we won't be back tomorrow. But I appreciate you. Remember, tomorrow's the U.S. holiday, so we won't be back tomorrow, but we will be back on Friday. Be on the lookout for the scheduled stream, okay? But, guys, have a great weekend. If you're a U.S. Viewer, enjoy the 4th of July, man. Have a glizzy. Have a glizzy, bro. But in this case, yeah. On a farm on Friday, and Bitcoin, come on, baby. Hold the 60K, please. Bitcoin can hold that 60K. I'll be a happy camper. And then, obviously, Solana holding 137, even better. So, yep. That's pretty much it, my friends. If you want to go back and look at analysis, we went over all the majors. We went over gold in full detail, and we went over Bitcoin in full detail earlier. The first thing we did, and we went over Solana and Ethereum as well. So go back and check those out. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you on Friday. Have a great day tomorrow, and we'll see you on Friday. We'll do our giveaway on Friday as well, so get ready for our giveaway on Friday if you want to be a part of that. Tune back in, okay? All right, peeps. I'll see you later. Yeah. Peace. We'll have our rave break. We'll have our rave break on Friday, okay? Be ready for the rave break. Unless the baby's here. Again, join the Discord, follow the Twitter if you haven't already, guys. We keep you updated with everything going on. I'll see you